Top 10 ancient prisons that still exist today. Imagine being locked inside a dark stone room with no light, no freedom, and no idea if you will ever walk out again. Long before modern prisons existed, ancient civilizations built terrifying places to hold criminals, enemies, and sometimes even innocent people. Some of these prisons were built hundreds or even thousands of years ago, yet they are still standing today. Their walls have seen pain, fear, escape attempts, and shocking stories that many people have forgotten. But here's the surprising part. Some of these ancient prisons are now tourist attractions. Visitors walk through the same corridors where prisoners once begged for mercy. Some people even say the spirits of former inmates still wander these halls. In this video, we will explore the top 10 ancient prisons that still exist today. Make sure you stay until the end, because one prison on this list is carved inside a mountain and was once used to hold the world's most powerful enemies. Let's begin. First, we have the famous Tower of London in England. The Tower of London was built almost 1,000 years ago by William the Conqueror in 1078. While many people know it today for its royal history and crown jewels, it also served as one of the most feared prisons in England. Important prisoners were locked inside its thick stone walls. Some of them were even members of royal families. One of the most famous prisoners was Anne Boleyn, the wife of Henry VIII. She was imprisoned here before her execution in 1536. Today, millions of tourists visit the tower every year, but many say the place still feels mysterious and haunting. Next is the Mamertine Prison in Rome, Italy. The Mamertine Prison, also called Carcer Tullianum, is one of the oldest prisons in the world. It was built around 640 BC in the days of the Roman Empire. This underground prison held some of Rome's greatest enemies before they were executed. Prisoners were lowered through a hole in the floor into a dark chamber below. The conditions were terrible, with little air and almost no light. According to tradition, even the Christian apostle St. Peter was once held here. Today, the prison still exists beneath a church in Rome and is open to visitors who want to see this ancient place. Our third prison takes us to Scotland. Edinburgh Castle is famous for its beauty and history, but deep inside the castle are old prison vaults. These underground rooms once held prisoners of war from different countries. During the wars between Britain and France in the 18th century, captured soldiers were kept here in crowded and uncomfortable conditions. Some prisoners even tried to escape by digging tunnels through the stone walls. Although many attempts failed, the stories of courage and desperation still fascinate visitors today. Number 4 on our list is the Doge's Palace Prison in Venice, Italy. The Grand Doge's Palace once served as the center of power for the rulers of Venice. Hidden inside the palace were prison cells used for criminals and political enemies. Prisoners were often moved across the famous Bridge of Sighs, which connected the palace to the prison building. Legend says prisoners sighed when they crossed this bridge because it was their last view of the beautiful city before being locked away. One of the most famous prisoners here was Giacomo Casanova, who later made a daring escape in 1756. Next, we travel to France to visit the legendary Bastille. Before it became a symbol of revolution, the Bastille was originally built in the 14th century as a fortress and prison in Paris. It was used to imprison people who opposed the king or were seen as political threats. The prison became a powerful symbol of royal power and injustice. In 1789, angry citizens attacked and captured the Bastille during the French Revolution. Although most of the building was later destroyed, parts of its foundation still exist and remind people of that historic moment. At number 6 is a prison that sits high on a rocky island, Mont Saint-Michel in France. Today it looks like a beautiful medieval monastery surrounded by the sea. But during the time of the French Revolution, it was turned into a prison. Prisoners were held inside its tall stone walls and could rarely escape because the island was surrounded by strong tides and dangerous waters. The building still stands today and attracts visitors from all over the world. Number 7 takes us to Asia. The Hoa Lo prison in Hanoi, Vietnam, was first built by French colonial rulers in the late 1800s. The prison was designed to hold Vietnamese revolutionaries who resisted French rule. Later, during the Vietnam War, American prisoners of war were also held here. Because of the harsh conditions, American pilots sarcastically called it the Hanoi Hilton. Today, Much of the prison has been turned into a museum where visitors can learn about its difficult history. At number 8, we have Kilmainham Jail in Dublin, Ireland. This prison opened in 1796 and became a symbol of Ireland's struggle for independence. Many leaders of Irish rebellions were held and executed here. One important event connected to this prison is the Easter Rising of 1916. After the rebellion, several leaders were executed inside the prison yard. Today, Kilmainham Jail is a museum that tells the powerful story of Ireland's fight for freedom. Now we move to one of the most dramatic prisons ever built, Château d'If in France. This fortress prison sits on a small island near Marseille. Built in the 1500s, it was used to hold political prisoners and religious enemies. The prison became world famous because it appears in the novel The Count of Monte Cristo written by Alexander Dumas. In the story, the hero Edmond Dantes escapes after being wrongly imprisoned for many years. Today, tourists visit the island to explore the same dark cells described in the book. Finally, number 10 is one of the most unusual prisons in the world, Petra Prison in Petra, Jordan. Petra is famous for its ancient buildings carved directly into pink rock cliffs. Some chambers in this ancient city were believed to have been used to detain criminals or enemies long ago. The massive stone structures are more than 2,000 years old and still amaze visitors today. Walking through these carved passages makes people imagine what life might have been like for prisoners centuries ago. These ancient prisons remind us of how justice and punishment have changed over time. Many of them were dark, cruel places where prisoners had very little hope. Yet today they stand as historical landmarks, teaching us about the past and the stories of people who lived through those difficult times. But the question still remains, are these places truly empty today? Some visitors and guards claim they hear strange sounds in the corridors at night. Others say they feel a cold presence when standing in certain cells. Whether these stories are true or just legends, one thing is certain. These ancient prisons hold secrets that history may never fully reveal. And who knows? The next time someone walks through one of these old prison halls, they might just feel the past watching them. I hope you liked this video. Please do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos.